Hey everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling at Aldi. So if you have a great product perfect for their stores, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to selling to them. With that said, let's get started on today's training.
One of the questions people always ask me is, Karen, I keep hearing about this thing called distributor, like dealing with distributors. What are they and how do I make money of them? When should I start dealing with distributors? If you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked a little bit about distributors, but essentially what they are middlemen who basically help you get products into stores or wherever they're distributing product to. Essentially, if you plug into a distributor, they've done all the work, all the resources, and gone out there and built relationships with either retailers or companies or whatever, and they ultimately sell your product for you. And then they go and they take on a bunch of different products and then push it through the funnel, and that's how they make their money. They take a percentage of sales, essentially. And one reason why a lot of people want to work with distributors is because they ultimately will sell for you, right? It's a dream to have someone else to do all the work. The bad news is they can be 25 to 30% of a cut of your business, and that's a lot for a product company. But on the offset is that they will sell your product in mass, hopefully. And so part of it is you don't make as much money, but then they sell on a larger scale. And so it really depends on you and your business. Personally, I would prefer to try and keep all the money. So if I can go out and try and do it myself, I'm going to try and do that first, always, because a lot of times the distributors don't always necessarily help me even more than what I'm doing. Because a lot of times, even with distributors, I end up having to call a lot of the retailers to help support growing that business. And so I do a lot of the work anyhow, and they're taking a big cut, and it's a pain to deal with a third party. But sometimes retailers force you to work with distributors. So there are online retailers, for instance, like if you work with, say, Walmart.com or a lot of these .com sites, they all work with distributors because the distributors handle shipping and delivery and all sorts of other things that the retailers don't want to deal with. So a lot of times you're forced to deal with distributors. So when do you work with a distributor? It's either if you're forced to by that retailer. So that's the first reason. The second one is you're going after retail stores, and after a while you want to grow your business and you're tired. That's another one. Or maybe you just want someone else to do the work and you're okay with just getting a small percentage of sales. And so those are some of the reasons why people work with distributors. Ultimately, they can help you sell. I personally don't enjoy working with them unless absolutely necessary, which is why I teach Retail MBA. Try and keep all the money, do all the work yourself, because you're going to do the same work that they're going to do, and ultimately you get to keep the successes of the product and all that stuff. So that's my personal opinion. But again, sometimes you don't have a choice. The retailers tell you have to work with distributors. So that's my answer there.